Hey gang, we're here for back, shoulders, biceps. This is dumbbells only, so really great travel friendly workout. If you are at the gym, grab a variety of dumbbells. We are going to use your typical weight for gorilla rows. So we're going to start with gorilla rows overhead pressing. It's going to be superset number one. You might be able to use the same weight and just alternate from standing to seated. If you don't have a bench, you can go standing for overhead presses. May need to back it down to a lighter weight though. That's going to be the only superset that we hit 4 rounds of. Everything else is going to be 3 rounds. Superset number two, we've got some lat raises and hammer curls. So I got 10 pounds for those. Overall, I've got 30s, 15s, 20s, 10s. I'm going to be using mostly the 30s and the 10s. Um, and then we are coming in at the end with a triset. We're going to be adding a weighted good morning to replace a back extension machine that you would find at the gym. So I'm basically taking that same exact movement, and instead of having the gravity, I'm just going to be using a weight, holding a weight forward, getting that hyperextension in the good morning and activating the low back, the upper glutes in that movement. Um, I can use a weighted sandball. That's probably a bit more comfortable. If you have one, great. If not, just use a 15 or 20 pound dumbbell. You could even use a barbell for that movement. So go ahead and get my music back. Quick little dynamic stretching. Just a couple movements to open up the lats a little bit. I'm going to be using a long loop band. You can use a PVC pipe. Um, I prefer a band, but you do you. So we're just going to work some mobility. I like to prioritize a good warm up when we're doing any kind of lat work. We do have reverse flies as well. Open up those rear delts because most of what we do in everyday life is seated with like our shoulders rounded and a little bit hunched over, rounding of the back. So I like to focus on drawing that navel in, creating that neutral spine, creating a nice bent athletic stance. Got some quick bow and arrows, and then we'll get right to it. I lied. One more movement. I'm going to go single arm lat pull down, and you can take your band one side straight up, get as much resistance as you need, and you're just going to lead with that elbow. So putting in that elbow in your back pocket. Come down, put that elbow in your back pocket. This is going to help you activate those lats too. If you are somebody who gets to the gym to work on assisted pull-ups or pull-ups, you get your lat pull-downs in. A lot of y'all are using your biceps in your lat pull-downs. You're not activating the lats. So if you can work on activation only on the days you can't get to the gym, that's a big win. Lead with that elbow. Try not to change the angle or the path. In other words, don't pull down and in tight. Stay wide. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! I'm nice and warm for these gorilla rows now. Okay. Higher reps for these gorilla rows, we're talking 16 to 20. So it's basically 8 to 10 per side when you break it down. Then we switch it over to a seated overhead press. We've got 6 to 10 reps. So I want you going heavy, challenging, all the good stuff. 4 sets. Gorilla row position. Bring that elbow back, not up. So good. All right, I went 10 and 10. So my next progression is going to be with heavier weights, potentially less reps. Good. Now remember my rule. We're going to take one of the movements today, preferably a compound movement. So bent over rows or overhead presses. And we're going to take that one exercise and make a point to fail. Failure is barely getting that last rep up, potentially even not getting the last rep up, and giving it your all. Set number 2. Woo. Big difference there going from 20s to 30s. Set number 2. Carefully de-rack. Worst thing you could do, especially when you're super tired, is let that weight travel and not have control on that negative on that last rep. So if you don't trust yourself with the weight that you're using, if you're going to failure to safely de-rack, have a spotter. If you do not, then I would recommend using the overhead press machine at the gym. All right, so those are the options if you don't feel like you're in total control in that negative movement, which is important. You're essentially still using time under tension and fighting against gravity, and you have to have control if you're using a heavy weight. Chest pressing, same thing. Overhead press, anything overhead, you really have to have that trust and control. Here we go, third round. Woo! All right, good. Quick sip of water for me. / getting mentally prepared. All right. Seated or standing. Mentally prepared because set number 3 the hardest set of every workout. Ugh. Here we go. 6 to 10. It's a wide range. All right. So if you're going to be failing at 6, that's okay. Awesome. Last round, best round. I know y'all heard dumbbells only and you're like, this is going to be cake. Nope. Not if you're using a challenging weight. Quick little recovery. Quick little recovery. Overhead presses are very challenging for me. But what do we do with the challenge? We respond to it. We don't back away from it. We don't run. We don't retreat back to what's comfortable. We attack the challenge. We respond to it. And we grow. That's what failure looks like. Ugly face. Real ugly face. Trying to just barely get that last rep. Superset number 2. We've got lat raises right into hammer curls. 8 to 12 each. Again, a wide range. You can go lighter for your lat raises. You can go heavier. So I'm going to keep it moderate for right now. See how I feel with these 10s. No shame in backing down. If your form just isn't there, grab a lighter weight, because you're only going to struggle if you're trying to muscle the weight up with terrible form. So control tempo. Don't swing the arms. No swinging. Up with control. Down, 1, 2, 3. Same control. Hammer curl. Nice and easy. If you're going faster than me, you're going too fast. Good. 8 and then 10. I'm going to stick with what I got. Little recovery. You know my rule about smaller muscles. There's no need to rush into lifting 30-pound dumbbells for something like a bicep curl. It's just not going to be, it's not meant to be. Smaller muscles, we're not making big jumps in our weights. And that's okay. It's all right, because we're going to focus on doing that for compound movements, movements that recruit several muscles, movements that make sense for you to be able to go heavy. Now, before we get it going, actively, this time, roll the shoulders down and away from those ears. This is your start position, if I didn't say that before. Biggest mistake I see, you can have a slight forward lean, but we're going to keep the shoulders down away from the ears and relax because we're not getting into the neck. We're not creating tension in the neck. Good. It's also helpful to externally rotate the wrists. We don't want to be lazy with the wrists. No lazy wrists. Boom. Roll the wrist back and get not a death grip, but a decent grip on these weights. Remember, if your forearms are feeling weak these days from lifting barbells, there's no shame in lifting with wrist straps more often than not. You don't have to use them if you're just lifting heavy. You can use them all the time. Awesome, awesome. All right, last set is coming, and then we move into our tri-set. And what our tri-set is 3 movements, 10 reps each, back to back to back. All right, so bicep curls, a weighted good morning, and then 10 reverse flies. Last set, best set. Actively roll those shoulders down and back. Create a forward lean if that feels good for you. Draw the navel in. Rotate the wrist back. Let's go. Remember, you're coming out to the side and a bit forward. Under control. Slow it down on that negative. Slow it down. If you're going faster than me, you're going too fast. Quick little reset right into the hammer curls. All right. Yes, I know. We're going right into a hammer curl to a bicep curl. I'm grabbing in a set of 8s real quick. Whew. Okay. Tri-set and last 3 movements of the day. Regular bicep curl. If you're ready to go, let's go. If you're still recovering, take a minute to recover. Halfway there. Weighted good morning. Again, use your 15-pound dumbbell, 20-pound dumbbell, whatever you need to do. We're creating that back extension without having a back extension. Good. Hold that tension for a sec. Take your time. Good. We're going to stay in a hinged position. Reverse fly. Good. Oh, if you're having issues popping back in that reverse fly or jerking the neck back, if you can't stay totally neutral, soft gaze in front, not here and not here, I want you to consider grabbing a bench, taking it at 45 degrees. Whoop. 45 degrees. Lay a towel here. Perform your reverse fly from this position so that you can really isolate the rear delts a little bit better without involving the head, neck, anything like that. You just rest the upper body. Just an option, not mandatory, but if you're getting into the neck or if you're having problems staying neutral, that's my recommendation. Set number 2 of 3, regular bicep curl. Woo! Oh, here we go, reverse fly. Roll those shoulders down and back. Nice strong hinge. Woo! Relax. Shake it out. Last little opportunity to stretch. Shake those arms out. Grab a quick sip of water. We're coming into our last set of work. I don't know if your body doesn't need this recovery right now. Are you even working hard? All right. Last set of 10. Make every rep count. Don't think about having 10 reps in front of you. Take it literally 1 rep at a time. Focus on the rep you're performing, and that's it. Think about how many you have to go. So many of y'all are on a weight loss journey, and you're trying to do math in your head about how many weeks you still have to go. And the problem is, you're not looking at how far you've come. You're just straight up ignoring it. Well, when you celebrate every rep, when you celebrate every little bit of progress, every step of the way, the momentum, it feels different. You're not counting the weeks. You're finding joy and fulfillment in the weeks. Woo! Okay, last set. Last set of 1 rep at a time. Slow it down. Back, biceps, shoulders. Hydrate, eat, stretch, move. Slay the rest of your day. You can do hard things. And I'll see you next time.